everybody, and welcome back to another installment in the SFS Goals series. In today's episode, we will be constructing a colony on the captured asteroid. So without anything else to say, please enjoy the video. So, our first launch for today. This is the rocket I have constructed for the whole mission. It is called Erythrocine IXB. It's a pretty cool name and a pretty cool rocket. I think I did a pretty good job creating this. It has about 210 ton payload capacity to low Earth orbit, and that is about the payload size we need, as most of the modules we're sending are about 90 to 100 tons. At the moment, we are sending an engine section of a space station. This space station will transfer cargo between low Earth orbit and the asteroid. It is a pretty high efficiency engine, but consumes a lot of fuel, so I ended up switching it out for a nuclear propulsion engine. So yeah. But as you can see, we have released the payload and it is successfully in a 100 kilometer orbit, as I always do with space stations. Second launch, you can see the payload has become a little bit taller. This is due to the payloads being way too big for the fairing size, and I just have to increase the capacity of the fairing size. So that's just what I did, and the payload fairings get way wackier with other missions, so that's fun. At the moment, we're launching a truss segment with a bunch of cargo and additional docking ports for asteroid surface stuff, base parts, you'll see. So that's where they are going to be docking. One very annoying issue that I encountered was when you were below 3,000 meters with a pretty heavily BP edited craft, it would lag your game so badly. Because of the lag, I didn't record myself launching the crew compartments, but now we are launching the first cargo, which is gonna go on the asteroid's surface. So the cargo that is going to go onto the asteroid surface is landing pads for crew vehicles and cargo transportation. I did a little oopsie by releasing the payload way too early, and it did not have the required delta V to actually catch up to the station. I needed to decrease my speed by 60 meters per second, but I was just going too slow, so I was just zooming by. So I had to switch over to the space station to kind of catch up with it. After reaching the space station, now it was time to assemble the whole payload and the landing pad. The station is assembled and it is time for its first flight. Now that the spacecraft has arrived at its desired destination, we can begin releasing the payloads. So the payload I am releasing at the moment is a landing pad. The crew will land on this landing pad and will be serviced and refueled. The landing pad came in two separate payloads, which was like folded, and then after arriving at the asteroid, I assembled them together with this like little 6-white fuel tank. as the humans have landed on the asteroid, we can begin sending down habitation modules. First of all, I will change out for the engine for the spaceship, as the one I had was way too fuel consuming, and this is a nuclear powered engine, which is very efficient. Coming in hot here, I did not have the power to slow myself down with the RCS thrusters, so I ended up crashing into the space station, blowing off 1.5 of the fuel tank for the nuclear propulsion engine. Whoopsies. The station being upgraded, we can begin launching the other modules. So this is the habitation modules. This is like a 2-cylinder pod thing, which I'm gonna send 2 rockets off, and it will land, and both of them will be like habitation research laboratories. Space station, we dock up, and you can see I have a radar dish as well, which actually rotates, so pretty proud of that design. Now for the second launch of the second habitation module. And sadly, I do kind of have to like retract the solar panels so I can dock, but I do extend them later on. And one thing that really annoys me is that I didn't like add the docking ports symmetrically, so I have this like weird design on the space station. As you can see here, that annoyed me quite a bit, but I was way too lazy to fix that. Activating the nuclear propulsion engine, we thrust our way over to the asteroid now. Arriving at that asteroid, we will begin our deorbit burn. There we go, and we have a successful orbit, and now we just need to circularize for a better orbit. And now we can begin separating the base modules and landing them onto the surface. I'm trying to assemble the radar dish because the base actually didn't have any probe, so it was just floating around without any control. And the only thing that had control was that radar dish, so yeah. Landing the first base module, now the astronauts can go ahead and live in these little sausage bases. And we can land the second one as well. Just skimming the solar panel, we gracefully touch down onto the asteroid. And the second base pod is complete. Now I will have to launch solar arrays and a fuel farm to the asteroid base. Now we're launching the fuel farm and the solar arrays. And while I was playing, I was actually chatting with Deary, and we got up to some way tomfoolery while chatting, and I managed to open 2 tabs of SFS by accident.
Habitation copied the keyboard.
Wait. Oh god, I opened Spaceflight Simulator again. I have 2 tabs of it open.
Uh-oh.
Anyhow, now we are burning over to the asteroid, and I actually did not have to use the spaceship to transport the cargo, since the second stage of the Alpha rocket was enough to get me to the asteroid. And actually, weirdly enough, with all of the fuel tanks filled up in the solar arrays and the fuel farm, the payload weighed about 290 tons. I have no idea how that happened, but removing all the fuel from the thingy-mabobs, made the payload about 90 tons, so there we go. Descending down with the fuel farm beside the launch pad, so any incoming spacecraft can refuel their tanks and head off. Now we will launch the solar panels all over the asteroid base and to the other side to gather solar energy. And some of them got fucked up during the launch. I think when I separated the fairings, something happened to them, like one is just missing, the other one is missing the base. The other one just has like a truss on it. It's kind of weird. I don't know what happened, but I was not about to send that again. But anyways, I thank you a lot for watching to the end of the video if you did. If you want more like this, please be sure to subscribe or like the video so it helps the whole algorithm shenanigans. I really enjoyed making this, and I hope you enjoyed watching this too. So I'll see you next time.